From within Demon God Mountain, Lu Heng emerges along with his 5 demon girl disciples. As he steps out of Demon God Mountain, he shouts, "Who is it? Who dares to say that I won't come out?" Seeing Lu Heng appear, Bai Jianji and the soldiers with him are struck with surprise. Some even fall silent in fear. Bai Jianji draws his sword, points it straight at Lu Heng, and yells, "I am the strongest sect of the righteous path, the sect master of Wuan sect, Bai Jianji. Today, I, as the leader of all righteous alliances, will lead the righteous warriors to eradicate evil and exterminate the likes of you." He then turns to the soldiers and says, "You may wonder why I've suddenly dared to assemble the demon-slaying alliance. Because, based on my information, the demon lord Maqian has gone into seclusion for training. He just changed to a new body, so his cultivation is definitely not stable yet." Hearing Bai Jianji's words, the soldiers cheer with joy, raising their swords and spears high as they shout, "Fantastic! The old demon lord actually changed his body. His cultivation must have taken a huge hit." Bai Jianji continues, "Now the demon lord is at his weakest state. He lifts his sword high and shouts, as long as he dares to step out of the formation boundary, it's his death sentence." And then, Lu Heng slowly begins to step out from within the barrier and says, "My death sentence? Now I'm outside the barrier. Come and fight." The soldiers nearby suddenly freeze in fear and shock as they watch Lu Heng walk out so boldly and without hesitation. At the same moment, Bai Jianji watches Lu Heng stepping out and starts thinking, "Arrogant." Meanwhile, Lu Heng casually says to Bai Jianji, "You're not capable. Too weak." Hearing that, Bai Jianji becomes speechless with rage. Behind Lu Heng, the demon disciples begin shouting, "What a load of nonsense! This so-called righteous alliance. They're all worthless. Master is mighty." Ji Rushuang joins in, "Master is mighty. Demon Temple is mighty." Then Jiang Jiao adds, "As expected of Master." Hearing all this, Bai Jianji explodes in anger and shouts, "Hateful! You demon, stop your arrogance." He then urges his beast forward with all his strength, and immediately charges at Lu Heng. Bai Jianji rushes toward Lu Heng with his sword and screams, "Go to hell!" But Lu Heng stands there silently. He remains still, quietly watching Bai Jianji approach. Just before Bai Jianji reaches him, Lu Heng activates the Martial Saint Realm Experience card. Suddenly, the system announces, "The host has confirmed the use of Martial Saint Realm Experience card." The experience of the Martial Saint Realm begins. As the card activates, Lu Heng feels it deeply and thinks, "It feels so warm. It feels like the whole universe is infusing me with spiritual essence." As he suddenly opens his eyes, a purple mist swirls out, surrounding everything around him. Bai Jianji's attack charges straight at Lu Heng, but it gets trapped within the purple mist that Lu Heng controls. Bai Jianji presses down hard with his sword, trying to force his way through, and shouts, "Die!" But suddenly, his sword begins to crack, and he stumbles back in shock. Lu Heng releases an overwhelming surge of purple mist, and with sheer pressure, it sends Bai Jianji flying back. Bai Jianji catches himself and steadies his body, using his sword as support to sit up. The soldiers nearby rush toward him, calling out, "Master Bai! Master Bai!" At the same time, Bai Jianji starts thinking, "This demon lord is truly unfathomable. Just condensed spiritual energy alone makes it impossible for me to approach. It appears I've acted too rashly." And as the mist finally clears, Bai Jianji looks around, stunned by what he sees, and begins to say, "This is..." He stares blankly up at the sky, frozen in awe. On the other side, Lu Heng floats in the sky, holding a demonic sword, gathering spiritual energy into one point. Seeing this, Bai Jianji panics and shouts in disbelief, "This... impossible!" The soldiers below begin to panic in fear, but Lu Heng pays no attention to what's happening beneath him. He remains focused, steadily drawing spiritual energy in the sky. At that moment, a man below named Qiming, the sect master of Kunlun's sect, exclaims, "This kind of power has already transcended the martial king realm." Alongside him, a woman named Ning Ro, the sect master of Amei sect, cries out, "This demon has really broken through to the realm of martial saint?" Hearing this, Another man speaks out in alarm. Martial arts Saint Realm. Capable of comprehending the heavens and the earth, discerning the balance of yin and yang, and altering the course of destiny. A martial arts Saint Realm cultivator can make the sect prosperous for 5,000 years. The difference between ordinary martial cultivators and a martial saint is like that between mortals and gods. The one saying this is He Qingyun, the sect master of Wudong. Then, from behind him, a soldier mutters, "Ah, Master Bai is too hasty." With such arrogance, this demon must have some kind of backing. Lu Heng hovers in the sky, holding a massive demonic sword as he absorbs an immense amount of spiritual energy. Then, he opens his eyes, looks down, and shouts, "Those who offend my demon temple." As he speaks, the enormous demonic sword begins descending toward the ground. Behind Lu Heng, while gripping the sword's handle, a gigantic celestial figure appears. It forcefully pushes the massive blade down toward the earth. Seeing this, the soldiers below tremble in fear and begin shouting, "This! What's this?" Lu Heng finishes his sentence with a thunderous roar, "No matter how far you are, I will eliminate you." Witnessing all of it, Bai Jianji shakes in fear, holding his broken sword, and stammers, "This! Impossible!" He turns suddenly as if to say something, but freezes mid-motion. Struggling to steady himself, he lashes out at the soldiers, shouting in anger, "Martial Saint! Indeed, Martial Saint!" The soldiers, terrified and trembling, cry out, "This! What are we still fighting for? Master Bai, don't blame us for lacking courage." Even the demonic beast Bai Jianji had ridden into battle is so terrified that it crouches in one spot, shivering from fear. Bai Jianji looks on in horror, his face twisted with dread, the terror clearly visible in his eyes. He collects himself and yells at the soldiers, "Cowards!" Then he pulls out a talisman and screams, "A bunch of cowards!" Activating the talisman, he shouts, "Don't wait for me to stay alive and come for you." As soon as he activates the talisman, golden spiritual energy begins to swirl fiercely around him. After gathering the spiritual energy to himself, he grips his broken sword tightly and charges swiftly toward Lu Heng. Seeing Bai Jianji rapidly approaching, the colossal celestial figure raises its hand and strikes forward, aiming directly at him. Bai Jianji, witnessing this, becomes utterly terrified. Cold sweat pours down his face. The giant figure closes in quickly, and within moments, its massive hand clasps tightly around Bai Jianji, trapping him in its fist. Bai Jianji gasps in shock and screams, "What?" He begins struggling desperately, trying to escape the crushing grip. Meanwhile, the soldiers below spiral into panic, shouting frantically, "That's the void-shifting talisman! Oh my God!" Watching the scene unfold, Qin Ming exclaims, "The void-shifting talisman is said to traverse the void, a secret talisman refined by the legendary martial saint." Ningro adds, "Such a top-tier life-saving technique? Yet it was thwarted by this demon." Meanwhile, Lu Heng floats high in the sky, the colossal celestial figure under his steady control. Down below, Long Xian continues to cheer loudly, "Long live the master! Long live the demon temple!" Alongside him, more demon girl disciples join in unison, chanting, "Long live the master! Long live the demon temple!" In that very moment, Ji Rishuang, her eyes filled with excitement and love, passionately cheers, "Long live the master! Long live the demon temple!" Then Ning Yan'an exclaims, as expected of master, "This realm is already invincible in the world." Right after, Jiang Jiao adds firmly, "That is inevitable." Even the rest of the demon girl disciples begin hanging banners and cheer in full force, "Long live the master! Long live the demon temple! Long live the master! Long live the demon temple!" Witnessing all this, the soldiers on the battlefield are utterly shaken with fear. Meanwhile, despite his desperate attempts, Bai Jianji fails to escape the celestial figure's crushing grasp. Realizing the futility, he finally goes still. In silence, he begins to think, "I am the dignified sect master of Wuan sect." Suddenly, he shouts in defiance, If you want to kill, then kill quickly. Don't humiliate me." Lu Heng responds with a faint, mocking smile and says, "Who else dares?" On the other side, Long Xian steps forward in front of the soldiers and says, "You righteous bastards, still won't kneel down?" Hearing that, the soldiers panic and take steps back. At that moment, Qi Ming shouts, "Brother Bai, we will remember you. With green hills remaining, there's no worry of lacking firewood. We will definitely avenge you. Farewell." Right then, Ningro says to everyone, "Everyone, this demon is formidable. I'll head back to request the treasures of my sect, the Heaven-Reliant Divine Sword, and then return to vanquish this demon. Everyone, hold on for a moment, I'll go and return very quickly." Hearing this, Bai Jianji's soldiers begin to panic and say, "What shall we do if the sect master is captured by this demon? We can't leave the sect master behind. But there's only dead end ahead of us." At that moment, Lu Heng descends from the sky and starts speaking to the soldiers. "Wuan sect, are you willing to submit to me, the demon lord?" Then, with a faint smile, he continues, "Will you pledge allegiance to my demon temple? Life or death, the choice is yours." Hearing that, all the soldiers there begin to panic, and everyone falls silent. At that moment, Jiang Jiao rushes over to Bai Jianji and shouts, "Bai Jianji, do not fail to recognize the power of Demon Lord." Then, pointing at Bai Jianji, he continues, "With the majestic presence of my martial Saint Master, countless will bow their heads before my master on this continent. You should take pride in being the first martial cultivator to be brought under the sway of my master. If there is any more hesitation, Wuan sect is full of people." He stands behind Lu Heng, casting a murderous look at the soldiers and says, "And I won't let a single one left alive." Seeing Jiang Jiao's murderous gaze, the soldiers become utterly terrified. Meanwhile, Bai Jianji, still held in the hands of that celestial figure, looks at his soldiers and thinks, "The 1,000-year foundation of the Wuan sect. The foundation must not be annihilated by my hands." Then Bai Jianji shouts, "I, Bai Jian, surrender. I pay respects to the demon lord." Hearing that, the soldiers there start shouting, "Master, it can't be. Master, the Wuan sect will perish standing, but we will never surrender for survival." At that moment, Long Xian walks over to Lu Heng and says, "Master, allow me to exterminate them." As soon as those words are spoken, Bai Jianji starts to panic and cries out to Lu Heng, "I beg the demon lord to spare my disciple's life. I will definitely convince these fools." Lu Heng remains silent, deep in thought. After a moment, he turns around and calls out to Long Xian. Long Xian, surprised, responds, "Yes, master." Then Lu Heng asks Long Xian, "Do you have any good suggestions for making Wuan sect's loyalty remain steadfast and unwavering?" At that moment, Long Xian clasps Lu Heng's hand in his and says, "This is simple. The demonic transformation technique you taught me is perfect for dealing with such treacherous individuals." Long Xian then slowly begins to activate the demonic transformation technique. Hearing that, Bai Jianji shouts in shock, "The demonic transformation technique? Do you want to turn us into demon slaves?" Standing behind Long Xian, Ji Rushuang answers joyfully, "The servant's life and death will become dependent on its master. Only demon servants can be devoted and loyal for a lifetime, with no wavering." Hearing this, the soldiers ready themselves to attack and all shout together, "It's absolutely impossible." At that moment, one soldier from among them grabs his sword, falls forward, and charges toward Lu Heng, shouting, "I choose death over becoming a loyal dog to a demon." Seeing all this, Lu Heng stands firm and yells, "You've got no choice other than becoming my loyal dog." Spiritual energy begins to surge from his eyes and face. In that very moment, Lu Heng releases an immense amount of spiritual energy, and under its force, all the soldiers begin to get thrown back. The soldiers scream in astonishment, "What?" As Lu Heng launches his attack, all his demon disciples quickly rush forward to assault the soldiers. At the same time, Long Xian activates the demonic transformation technique and begins turning each soldier into a demon by placing his hand on their heads one by one, shouting, "Demonic transformation, activate the seal." The soldiers start collapsing one after another. Meanwhile, Bai Jianji, still trapped in the hands of the celestial figure, silently watches the entire scene unfold. Gradually, all his soldiers begin transforming into demonic warriors. Seeing all this, Bai Jianji, still held by the celestial figure, begins to weep.